So as we were saying, I said the first thing that we need to do right now is we need to move this one to the top left, right? Then we need to make these links bigger, and then we need to have this thing under each of them, like a border under each of them, so that it stretches to like the far side of. So we can have like a white border. So now, apart from that, I don't know this download TV button. What should we do with it? To the top two, right? You can put it somewhere here, right? So now, how do we do it? I like this is where I like the most. How do we do it? Should I call names? Or do somebody? Someone can just help us out. But this is very easy. How are you going to do it? Margin top of 0. For which one? Download C. Margin top of 0. Nice. What else? Why are we using margin top? Why not just top of 0? Now, I need us to understand margin and position. Margin, padding is not the same thing as position. I think someone also made that mistake. So, box model is different from position. Position will help you move things around. That's where you have the top, left, right, bottom. Your box model properties, padding and margin, are not for moving properties. Do not use it to move properties. If you use it to move properties, you will have bugs that you will fix and fix and fix and fix. So that you have to learn data. Do not use those things to move things. You don't move things with it. The only thing that you can use margin to move is able to separate sections, not to move elements away from their position. You understand? So if I use margin top now of 0, what I have just done is that I will also move this one up. Why? Sorry. For me to need to move this one to this place, right? If I use margin top of 0, what it means is that every single thing that is on top of this one also has to move. Please hear me. I'm looking for the remote. Let me check the minutes. Anywhere. Oh, yes. It's not here. Okay. Thank you. All right. So as I was saying, if I move this from here to this place, and I give it like a margin top, if I move it to margin, what I have just said is that move this one to the top, but also move the ones that are on it up. Because what just happened? Oh, okay. Now, because the thing is that yes, we're giving you a margin top of 0, but margin margin also cares about the properties on top and at the bottom. That's what margin top. But if I say top of 0 with a position of either relative or absolute, it will not actually care about the element on it or under it. It should just move that particular element to the top. You understand? You know, that is why you need to be very, very careful when moving. Again, you do not move elements with your box model properties. You move elements with what? With your position properties. That's why I said, whenever, if you want to move this one from right, from this moving out to the left, what are we going to use? Position, not margin left or margin right or margin top or margin bottom. But if I want to separate, give more space between home and about now, I can say what? Margin top of about for like 2 rem. It moves it, gives it the space that we need. All right. So let us get started with the first one, which is going to be your logo. Again, I'm going to split my screen so that everybody can see what we're trying to do. Now, where is the logo? The logo is what we have nav.logo, right? That's the image. That's what we need to move. So for us to move it, how are we going to move this nav.logo? We need to move it to the left, right? So moving it to the left, we're going to use a position property to move it away from its what? Original position. What property are we going to use? What? Relative, right? You can use relative. So good. You don't need to use absolute here. Use relative. So use nav.logo, then image, right? I'm going to say position of relative. Then I'm going to give it a left. I can give it left of 1 rem. I don't think rem is going to work, but let's check it out. Okay. Let's give it position of 1, of 0 instead. And let's, okay. You know what? Let's do right instead. So I'll do right, move it away from the right, and we'll give it a right of 5 rem. And then we'll check what we have now. It's moving. Let us give it 8 rem instead. Then I think we should have a better now. Good. It's not still looking 100% good. 10 rem. And let's see what we have now. Good. I think this is better. But the problem now is, should it come down a little bit or should go up? Should go up, right? So we can now give it a top of 0. So let's see top of 0. And let's see what we have. Okay, it's not giving us that top down. Let's give it bottom instead. Bottom of 2 rem. And let's check what we have. Good. So now I think it looks much more better now. Now, apart from that, we also have this. First thing that we need to do is that this also needs to move up a little bit, right? Now, apart from it moving up, it needs to have, like, you know, all these lines under it. So we can move the whole links up, which is here. We can give it a position of relative to, of relative also. Then we'll just have to give it like a bottom of, let's say, 5 rem. Move it up a little bit. So if you check it out now, okay, I think 5 rem is too much. Let's give it 3 rem and let's see what we have. Now, I think 5 rem is okay. 3 rem is okay. 5 rem. Good. So this is better now. You understand? We might still have to reduce this a little bit. Now, this is actually better. Now we can move this up. I just want to style everything once and for all. But before doing that, let us give this the underline that we need. So we can give each of the links a border. But now we're not going to say nav.links. It's not going to what? Nav.links at the anchor tag. Why is it the anchor tag and not the links? I'll just show us. If I give this a border now, right, of 2 pixels, solid line, and a white color, what happens? It is going to take every single thing. But what we want is what? Each of them. That's what we have to specify the A tag, which is your anchor tag. So it's going to be nav.links and then the anchor tag. Now, we're still going to have a problem, but of course, we'll sort it out. So if you check it out now, but what we want is not even each of them. We want the border bottom, this down part. That's what we want, right? So we're not going to give it border bottom instead of what? Of this, of border. So border bottom. Now, only the bottom is not going to have what? That line on that. Yeah? Text align of what? Why are we giving text align? Text align is not for border. Text align is aligning. Are you aligning to the left, center, or right? But it's border that will give you the line. Okay, text decoration. Is that what you're saying? Text decoration is to repeat. We're not exactly decorating it. We're just giving it a border. You understand? So it's not. That's what I'm saying. If we use text decoration here, we're just giving it underline. We don't want to give it underline. We want to give it border that stretches far wide. Because this is not even nice. This line still has to come here. It has to come here. Text decoration will not allow that line to go like that. You understand it now? So we need to make sure that it has a border that cannot stretch or the whole length. Now we need to increase the width of this particular link of the A tag. So I can say width should be like, let's check max content. Or instead of that, let us try 100 view width. Good. So it works, right? Then instead of making it like this, then we cannot give it the what? A text align of what? Center. To centralize the text. Good. So I think this will work for now. Do you see what I'm trying to say now? Do you understand what I just did? All right, I'm going to explain it again. Don't worry about understanding what I just did. Let me explain it again. When I gave it a border bottom of 2 pixels, solid and white color, right? What happened is that because we've already given the initial D a display of flex, it has now shrunk, or is it shrunk? It has now reduced the width of each of those elements. So now we need to increase the width back to make sure that it covers the 100% width of this particular section. What am I saying? Giving it that border now, it is just giving, I think we did fit content before. That's what fit content will do. It will make sure that only that particular content has the border. But this time around, we want it to be more than that particular content. Stretch far to the left, stretch far to the right. So we need to make sure that the width covers 100% or 100 view width of that particular section or element. So I have to change the width to I have to change the width to 100. I can say width of 100%, 100%. It still works, right? So, but okay, no. 100 view width rather. Now, I'm going to explain what view width is. I think this view width is confusing us a lot. So if I change to 100 view, what happens? As you can see, it gives us 100%, 100 view width of the whole page. Then if I now say align items of center, whatever those elements will now be aligned to the center. They'll come back to the center. Check it out now. From the left back to the center. So let me refresh. Sorry, not align items, text align of center. So now let's check it out and let's see what we have center. Now, before we move on, what is view width? This is very important. Now, in when we were doing was it border regions? Was it when we're doing CSS bulk model, I made mention of some measurements. I said we have pixels, right? And pixels.px. I also said we have rem, right? And I said rem equals to how many pixels? 16. So one rem equals to what? 16 pixels. You remember? So now, and I also said we have what? Percentages. And I said percentages basically talks about the percentage of a particular element or section. Sorry, is everybody here? I like the fact that I think everybody's doing it now. I don't want everybody to do it now. Do we need to stretch? Should I give us time off? We need to stretch, Abby. All right, let me give everybody time off to stretch. If it is football you want to talk about football. Is Arsenal losing the first position? Talk about it. If it is questions you want to ask me, ask me. Because everybody is already. So yeah, let me give everybody time to pull up. Maybe ask questions. I don't know. Okay, please share your screen. But you're not stretching like that too. And stretching